she was following me. Every time I went out, every time I went to a party, I'd sit, feel her thoughts bouncing against me from the corner of the room, her orbital brain filtering every syllable, emanating back in the corner. Everything under a microscope. I stutter, sputter, and ocular lights extinguish. Shoulders fold over drinks. Skin fidgets escape. Attentions peel away from my signal like bending images parched by anemic frequencies. I enter an abyss between thoughts. The place where you fall. You have nothing to say. Smiles fade. You're placed into an all-purpose drawer of loose Band-Aids, inkless pens, brittle rubber bands, ancient packets of duck sauce and ketchup. How does she do it? I'm not thoroughly paranoid. Really. I just feel her. But every time I look, I see another woman. Is there a factory somewhere where psyche-sucking females emerge? Do they prey on everyone or just me? The girl was Eloise, the first time we met. See, she was like two chicks in one, like chiclets. She'd always go to the parties. First time we met, she was a striking, heroin-chic goth from hell. Her face, beautifully ugly. A gorgeous grotesque, ripe for cubists. A body exuding sex like neon from casino carnivals. All eyes were plucked from their sockets as she entered. She stands, molesting focus. The eyes yank to her moves like balls attached to magnet strings. If you try to pull the balls back, silent terror wells her ego. She grabs focus like drowning lungs gorging a respirator. So I had to look. Who had a choice? The second party she crashed, I was hammered into another dimension. I actually played drums like I knew what I was doing. Though the only drumsticks I know are of the edible kind. I wailed like a suicidal John Whiting nun. A crack banshee jam session, destroying all notion of music. All churning in a free mix coagulated by a mind-altering cornucopia. Total abandon. Then, suddenly, the eyes crawled over me like soft reptilian fingers. I know these female eyes. Pawing, clawing like a methodical molestation. It was her. Or was it? Hair slicked down like Annie Lennox, dressed like a Cyndi Lauper late 80s Rocky Horror movie. Eyes drilling me, tattooing threats. She yanked out my whimsy like an amputation. One of those violent ones from the Civil War before they figured out how to do it without anesthesia. The jam reached apocalypse. Not the cool apocalypse. Not all fun colors and dig it, man, the world's ending. Time for the body bag. That kind of apocalypse. Put the sticks away, you suck. So I passed them, and I went where joints were passed instead. Then I turn, and she's there. An epidemic, a plague in mannered fuchsia crinoline, clutching the joint, sexing it with emphasis. Aimed at me, she eternally milks each moment like Norma Desmond screen tests. A decade later, She hands the joint to our friendly spleef provider, Chuck. Say, what's your name? Weed etiquette 101. You know, always introduce yourself before grabbing it. Her response, as complicated as her makeup, she arches into a strange pseudo-potgasm. Eyes closed like some Mormon doing the drug scene in Hair. Her face snaps back, cocks a pointy jawline in my direction. Eyes locked on Chuck, lips, Phoebe Cates ripoff forming words seductively around a carrot. Oh, my name's Rochelle. A wobble occurred in her perch structure, like she felt an anaconda beneath her crotch. Her skin quivered, eyes squinting. Something happened to her face. It was odd. I felt her ejecting me, releasing me from the yoke of her orbit. Her skin wavered, an acne of satellites. What was it? Wait. She's worried I'll blow her cover. Ah, she's afraid of me. All releasing. A sigh. My buzz flooding back from her dam break. My moment returned. Joint in hand, lip corner curled in satisfaction. Her signal went static. I guess, well, I guess she was falling.